getting hungry.
It was so great.
The glands are kicking now. I'm just
But
now I'm
between
starving.
crafted, the food was amazing. The weather, the couple was great.
It was just perfect.
It was like a 10 out of 10 wedding. You know, one of those that is like
Didn't hit
nothing
11,
went
I guess.
wrong.
Didn't hit 11. I mean,
It didn't break the ceiling.
It could be at this point.
Should have broke the ceiling. I don't know.
do you prefer bigger weddings or intimate style weddings? Because I'm sure you do both, right?
Yeah.
They both are
But that's a great question.
different in their own good and bad.
The size of the wedding truly doesn't matter to me.
Sure.
What matters is the level of detail, decor, setup, however many vendors. You can have a 40 people wedding with like a 15 deep vendor list.
Sure.
And you can have 300 people with like 6 vendors with just like a DJ, a caterer, and like nothing else.
That's true.
So that to me matters most. Like however many vendors are there, what's the setup situation, what's the moving pieces situation. Because the guests at the end of the day, like they're just there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right. Right.
They're just part of the decor.
They're part of the backdrop. Makes it.
They're just a
Yeah.
plus 50.
Yeah. Plus 150 plus.
Yeah.
Well, before we get too far here, for those who are listening, we're here with Kelly Jeanmaire. I said that right?
You said it's so good.
We've been practicing nonstop. We've been calling each other that.
Kelly, you are a wedding coordinator, planner. What would you say your title is?
So I'm a wedding planner, wedding and event planner, because we technically don't do just weddings, although that's mostly what we do.
Right.
The reason why I personally am not a wedding coordinator is because I don't offer coordination services.
Got it. What's the difference?
I was just waiting for you to ask that question. Coordination.
For those who don't know,
Okay, listen up.
my biggest thorn.
This is
That
yes.
phrase.
I hate that toast. I hate the
For
opening.
those who don't know me,
I hate it.
It happens every weekend.
Every
it doesn't matter.
single wedding. If you are a best man, maid of honor, or you're giving a toast, we know who you are. The people that don't know, get to know them.
now they know who you are.
Yeah. Or just start with, my name is.
Right.
I'm so excited to be here.
Hi, my name is
Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Thanks, Juan.
You're welcome. So what difference between
coordination and planning. Coordinators offer either like day off or month off coordination. They start talking to the client either like 60 day, 90 day, 15 days before the wedding. They're really just there to execute the wedding. They have very little input during the planning process, talking to vendors before, whatever's included during the planning process is much shorter.
Sure.
The execution tends to be similar, right? For us personally, my company, The Main Event, we start at what's called wedding day management. Now, in a sense, it's similar because our job is to execute the wedding, but we start the process a year before. So we talk to our clients a year before. We send them a lot of documents to help them through the planning process, planning checklist, budget tracker. We meet with them 6 months before, and we start sending the production guide and timeline to vendors 3 months before. So it's still drawn out process versus a true coordinator. Again, nothing against it. It's just different services.
Different. Yep. Yeah.
Their job is really not to help during the planning at all. It's just as close to the date as possible, gather information, execute the wedding.
Yeah.
Because couples, I mean, if you're getting married for your first time, you might not know everything that you need to do. And there's a lot.
Yeah.
And when we talk with couples who might not have a planner, every time we check in with them, if it's 6 months or it's maybe the month before,
Everything has to do.
there's still a laundry list of
Yeah.
things that they have to get done. And it might be small stuff, but
I always feel bad. We ask that question. So thinking that they're done with the last, is there anything else you got to do? Just, a little small talk. They're like, oh my gosh, we got so much more. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Wish I didn't
You
ask that
haven't booked a
question.
caterer yet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
or it's like the
True.
groom's only job was to find transportation, and
still hasn't done it yet.
it's like the week off.
And it's a huge piece of the puzzle.
It is.
And that's the reason why I'm very transparent with couples or truthfully anybody. The reason why I decided when I started this business, I'm not doing coordination is because you're setting everybody up for failure. The clients, but also imagine you as a planner, you start talking to these people 30 days before. You're thinking they've booked all the vendors, at least the photographers created a timeline. I just have to piece it all together. Nothing's done. Then everybody's freaking out. The client's freaking out. You're freaking out. You're like, oh, I didn't realize you were missing all these things. And, you know, they don't realize the urgency.
Right.
And I was like, I am not doing that. I'd rather set everybody for success up front. I give them all of my documents, all of my tools. I explain everything to them. And we check in 6 months before. And at that meeting, if there's anything big missing, I'll say, okay, you have 30 days to do X, Y, and Z. So you know, are back on track and you don't feel stressed.
Right.
Load that working train in the front so the caboose can just relax and enjoy the ride.
What another
it's the
one
same
is
amount of work if you think of it. You're just getting
True.
ahead of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And like the one thing that we do that we joke about, you know, if a couple doesn't have a wedding planner, well, we can at least plan your timeline for the day of.
Yeah.
So long as you know what time you're getting married and how long that'll be,
Which you should.
that's what we build our typical 8-hour run.
And you like work it backwards.
Yep, we
from
go
work it
backwards
backwards.
when we need to show up. Okay, hair and makeup should be done around this time, and boy, they better be done around that time.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, if hair and makeup is late, the whole day is late.
And also another thing is if you guys don't have a planner and you create this very realistic timeline, who's telling you that they are communicating with the hair and makeup team, telling them, well, my photographer said I should be ready by this time.
Right.
Because sometimes the hair and makeup, they will make their own timeline based on,
Yep.
I have no idea what. Maybe the ceremony start time and
Right.
they just like make up a time as to when they think they should be ready.
Right.
And there's discrepancy there. So one thing that we do is always talk to the hair and makeup very early on.
Sure.
And I'm like, this is our goal. And also I always add buffer time.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I always add 30 minutes, you know, at the end of hair and makeup, 30 minutes here and there before like first look. I always aim for photos to be done 30 minutes before the ceremony. So you always can like catch up 10 or 15 minutes here and there.
We're very on the same page there.
Yeah, page.
You know,
I think it's page 7. I think it is.
Of the rule book.
Yeah, it's page
Like,
7.
granted, going forward, we won't be offering photo anymore, but even as a video only team, we're still gonna design a timeline
Yeah.
from a coverage standpoint.
We have
I think
to.
that's the
Can't go in blind.
that's the spin that I will put on that, right? Because from a video perspective, we don't really have the control.
I was going
anymore.
to ask you that. Like, if you work with a photographer that's not somebody from your team and they make their own timeline, at what point do you interfere with like, hey, maybe like we should do things differently? Like if that timeline does not work
Sure.
with how you are used to work.
Well, good leader leads without people knowing. And no,
So
I
you
don't.
change the timeline
So I just did that.
behind their
Juan's
back.
just like, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Well, no, I mean,
I suggest that you do it this time. That's a good idea.
this past weekend, we actually we worked with a photo company that I have worked with in the past. Granted, it was 2 different photographers. We're still fine. I don't think they had a timeline. I think everybody was using the timeline we made.
Okay.
Because when I touch base with the DJ, he's pulling up his phone, and he clearly took a picture of the timeline. And
that
I'm
looks
like,
familiar.
hey, and I unfolded my sheet. That's ours.
Yeah.
So we're on time here.
I love when that happened too. When like other vendors, I don't force people to use our documents, but when I see that they printed it and that's what they use, I was like,
You gotta have it.
bonus point for you guys.
I mean, I think it's just, at least for us, I like to know when we need to know when things are happening,
That's
and
very
ideally where. And when we built our timelines, there's always that pre-ceremony bridal party break that we always like to try and give the couple. Now, granted, if something goes late in the top half of the day, like hair and makeup, or we plan to do a father first look and dad's running late, we usually carve like 30 minutes out for a dad father first look, and they never
5
take
minutes.
30 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's like, we're fine. If he's 20 minutes late, we're still fine.
Yep.
Because that's a big thing to get. I don't want to have to scrap that.
Yep.
If you are the bride and you want to see your dad, let's make that happen, especially from a video perspective. Because we mic him up and we want to hear him, and we sprinkle that little magic dust in his eyes. You cry. When you see you cry. Beautiful, amazing. Oh my gosh, keywords.
Princess Angel. Yeah, timeline for a photographer is clutch to make sure things are happening at a certain time. But a timeline for a videographer is clutch because we need to know when those things are happening.
Sure.
So there's a different side of it because we have all these toys and audio and this. So we need to know when things are so we're ready for it. While a photographer knows when things are so they can make sure it happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of lined up more with what you guys are doing. You want to make sure, okay, this is what we got. So let's make sure it happens this way. On our end now in video, which, some of the control is gone, but we still need to know, okay, I need to get my camera over here, my sticks over here. I got to get audio over here. DJ's playing here. Oh, shoot, I got to run that over, line up, and then I got to get this event, this thing that's happening here.
Yeah.
So we need that.
Yeah.
So.
It's not to say that, you are communicating all day too. So if you got to make an audible, ideally you're working together, even if you're not the same team, right? We're working with a photographer, or they're working with other, like we are all. I try to say that like as soon as I meet the photographer, if there's anything that I can do to help your day, like let me know, because we're on the same team here.
We are family.
There's no reason.
All of the vendors
There's no reason to fight each other for a shot.
Yeah.
Or it's just like
I
come
feel
on.
like too, video is becoming more and more of like a necessity, right? People are realizing.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
People are realizing that they want and need video, and so
At least you
everybody's
did say it louder.
mindset
You
has
did say it
been
louder.
shifted towards including videographers. Even I have to say, the last couple of years, my timelines have been more mindful because of the microphone situation. And like we used to do very like random detail. When a couple opens a gift in the morning, right, from their significant other, and they want that audio of them reading the cards, I didn't used to think about it that much in depth. I was like, yeah, we'll do it like 5 minutes, we'll put you off to the side. But then now that I've been more into like the video world, I know, well, you need the room to be silenced. You need the bride to be mic'd. You need, the camera to be at the right angle. It's not something super candid. It's very staged, right?
To a degree, depending on how
Yes, to a degree, yeah.
how much time we have to organically stage it.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a great point that a lot of people don't think about. Like that's a moment that is a private moment that they would love to have, but it's also a private moment that they will also love to be captured, even if they didn't realize at the moment, because if they can go back and hear that letter or see that happening, oh my gosh.
Even if they don't read it, because I've had those situations where they don't want to read it aloud, but they do want to read it. They want that moment to read it. So I'm still going to shoot that.
Yeah.
You don't know what comment they're going to say, like, as they're opening it too. Like, that can be a part of
that
the...
emotion comes out of just reading that.
Yeah.
Like some tears that, I can't believe he said that about the
Yes.
chicken wings. I love the chicken wings.
Yeah.
Chicken
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm still hungry from what she was talking earlier. Now I want chicken wings.
Well,
So fat.
tangent again, the last wedding that we had, and I guess we could talk about this too from a planning perspective and venues, was a backyard wedding, which we don't shoot a lot of, if I'm being honest, but man, it's awesome, especially when they incorporate a lot of elements. Like, was my first time in a clear topped tent. So
nice.
So from an aerial perspective, we were able to get shots that you would never get when a tent is blocked.
Yeah.
Usually. That was super cool for me. But the other thing that I noticed is it's in your backyard. You can't really relax, parents-wise.
Yeah, because
Don't
it's
mess up
like
my
your
lawn.
property.
Right. And like you don't have a planner. So who's making sure power is fed all the way over there? The generators got gas. They had people that were shucking oysters, which was super cool. They have to have a setup. You got a bar. It's super hot out. Do the bartenders have shade? Or are they roasting all day?
Yeah.
These were things that I picked up on. That's just like, as nice as it is to have a backyard wedding, you're going to still work to make sure it goes off without a hitch.
Yeah. So private property, wherever it is always 10 times more difficult and usually more expensive than getting married at a venue, because there are so many things people don't think about. Like you said, garbage or dumpster, electricity, restroom trailer. If you only
Bathroom.
have 2 restrooms in your house
Almost trucking through
and
your
you
house.
have 150 people that need to use it all night, that's going to cause serious damage. Like, you need restroom trailer.
Serious. What a nice way of putting that.
That is the
Pun intended.
cleanest.
I don't know. I
That's
don't know
the
about that.
cleanest way to say that.
Last weekend we had a wedding, which was at a wedding venue, but there was only a couple restrooms, so we decided to be safe and get restroom trailer.
Yeah.
Well, the restroom trailer ran out of water because they usually carry water tanks.
Yep.
So thankfully we had a couple of restrooms inside the venue as well that we could use. But imagine it's your wedding and there's no bathrooms available but the restroom trailer, and now it runs out of water, not only to wash your hands but to flush.
Yeah, that's.
And then the parents or the bride has to deal with that on her wedding day.
Ain't nobody
That's
got
a no
time for
for
that.
Ain't nobody got. I was gonna say
That's a no for me, dog.
No, ain't nobody got time for that. Those restroom trailers are so fancy now.
They're fancy now, yeah.
So nice. I just want one just to have one.
They have AC or heat.
Yeah,
I mean, they have everything. They have music playing.
People were hiding in the bathroom because it was kind of hot out. And it
Put
was
the AC on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, do you, if you had a preference, would you rather a private residence, backyard type of wedding, or venue?
Personally, I would never pick a private residence because, again, it's just so much more work.
Right.
You're working as the venue manager and the wedding planner, so you almost need two teams. You need one team that's just managing the property, the electricity, the water, the garbage, the staff, and then you need one team that's actually executing the wedding the same way that we would at a regular venue.
Right.
And like I said, it's also more money because you need so much more rentals.
I don't think people think about that.
No.
They're like, we'll save money. We'll do it in the backyard.
Yeah.
Well, we need this and we need that. Oh, we need that too. Oh, how
The
people are getting
tents
here.
also need lighting, and people, if the tent is far away from the house and it gets dark outside, you need lighting all throughout. Like you're gonna just have your guests wander in the dark to the bathroom, you know. So there is a lot more that goes into it.
Use the force.
And like landscaping, we have to talk to the parents about what kind of landscaping we need, and parking. All the cars that are going to ruin your lawn for parking there all night. Like there's just so much that goes into it. It's very challenging, very expensive. And, you know, from a comfort standpoint, it's much easier to work at a venue.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a cost for the day of, but there's also a potential cost afterwards.
Yeah.
Like you ruin your lawn, your septic tank ain't working, all sorts of stuff. That I don't think people think about that when they say, "Hey, let's save some money. Let's do it at our house." Yeah, that's get a venue.
There are planners that do like specifies or specialize into private property and tented weddings. And they probably have like a much clearer roadmap. I've done it before. I can do it, but it's just not my my
everyone
vibe.
has a lane that they stay in or, you know, deviate. We can do that. I think it's good to stay and focus on one
Actually, you just talked to DJ Mike Grassi, and one of my worst wedding ever, so to speak. It wasn't anything against the client or the vendors, because the vendor team was great. We did a tented wedding on a golf course in like a private residence in Lake George, probably like 2023, like 3 years ago. And it downpoured all day. No break in the weather whatsoever. And we had only one tent. One tent for everything. It was so bad to the point that the dance floor shifted a full foot by the end of the night because like the water underneath and like the dirt and the grass. And Mike always talks to me about this wedding because the generator kept running out of power. So I had to go to the gas station 3 times to refill gas tank for the generator. I mean, talk about a nightmare situation. And if we were at a venue and it downpoured, none of this would have been on me or my team, where I would have to like handle all of these
And not for nothing.
It's got anxiety from what.
Oh, it was. And the couple was lovely. The crew, the guests were amazing. Like they were really good sports about it.
I can see Mike use that. Hey, we got a moving dance floor. Let's go.
Because it started in front of his booth, and at the end of the night, it was like all the way
He'd use that. He's
side.
like, you guys are moving so good. All right.
Yeah.
I've been working on my garage.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Trying to.
And they had, now that I'm remembering it, they also had an open fire caterer. It was downpouring all day.
Open fire?
Yes.
No, they didn't.
So they had to cover the open fire structure, and they were all wearing these like rain ponchos. But it ruined the whole experience.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like this couple spent so much time and energy on this beautiful food that was like sustainable and everything. Yeah. The guests got to see none of it because they just wanted to be under the tent. Yeah. It was like a worst nightmare wedding for such a great couple.
Right.
And that all had to do with the weather.
And the fact that it was probably at their house or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was a private property in the middle of Lake George with like no service, no structure.
How was the couple at the end of it? Were they just devastated, or were we able to kind of save the day energy-wise?
They just like accepted it for what it was.
You have to.
Nothing I could have done differently for it, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Ugh, that
the
hurts.
Corey still got married.
Yeah.
You know?
And I don't think there's nothing I could have done differently from like a planning standpoint. It was a full service client. So we had planned everything together. All the rentals worked other than the generator running out of gas. Yeah. It just downpoured.
full service, Kelly. You got to be able to control the rain.
Control.
We were talking about it
weather.
earlier. This past weekend, we had such a beautiful weather. And I said to everybody, if millionaires could pay to have good weather on their wedding, they would have picked that day. Sunny, a touch of cloud, a touch of wind, 83 degrees.
What do you think the price tag on that would be?
Oh, you're like at a 1 mil.
Yeah, easy.
Right.
Starting.
So,
Depends on how many clouds
millionaires,
you want. How
Right.
many clouds you want to order that are in the background.
Get working.
Your Toy Story clouds, or do you just want?
I love the Toy Story
I love
clouds.
that.
Big
You've
fan.
got a friend in
In
me.
me.
She picking up everything I'm putting
I
down.
know all
love
the
it.
songs.
I love it.
We were talking about this before we started rolling, but that your biggest challenge isn't working with couples; it's working with vendors.
Who would have thought?
Why?
I get asked this question a lot. There's this misconception that wedding planners always work with bridezillas,
Yeah.
right? Or bad clients.
Or groomzillas.
Or
There's some.
momzillas. Like it doesn't.
Momzilla.
All the zillas.
All the zillas. And for the most part, it's not the clients. Clients are, for the most part, understanding, excited, happy. The most challenging part of the planner is working with vendors. You're working with so many different personalities.
Our fault.
Everybody has their own systems, processes, their own structures. And, you know, we were talking about we all work as a team. That's always been my mentality.
That's how it
My
should be.
job is to make everybody's life easier.
That is how it should be.
On paper, that's
I'm
not-
not here to micromanage anybody. I'm just here to like save you time, make your life easier. I've already talked to the client. We've already established a pre-draft timeline. Here's the timeline. Give me feedback. Let me know things. Most of the time, either I don't get a response. I have to like chase them down. Oh, well, it's too early for me 3 months before the wedding. Circle back in 4 weeks. It's like, I'm just trying to like get things rolling, you know, so by
think
the
the
time
earlier
it's
the
a
better.
month before, we're not like scrambling to finalize the timeline.
Right. Wouldn't you think that's common sense? Not common sense, but just logic. Logic would say.
Or
Logical.
okay,
sense,
this
I
past
guess.
weekend,
Yeah, common's not
I
common
worked
anymore.
with, sadly enough, a videographer for the first time. Not somebody that I knew, not somebody that I recommended.
Sure.
They just happened to be there. And we have had one call with the client and the photo and video team to go through the timeline. I sent the timeline multiple times over email. On the wedding day, that person asked me probably 10 times, okay, so what's coming up next? What time is first look? What time is ceremony? Are we doing a first look with the dad? And he kept saying, the wedding party. There was no wedding party. It was a wedding with no wedding party. And he kept saying, bring on the bridesmaids. There's no bridesmaids. All day, that person acted as if they had no idea what was going on. Barely even knew the couple's name, kept calling the groom a different name.
Oh my gosh! Come on.
It was
man.
bad. And the
hurting me now,
photographer
too.
felt bad, even though they were not associated.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt bad. And that person had just no idea what was going on. And I'm like, what's the point of me spending all this time sending you documents, hopping on the phone, talking it out about, you know, about the whole wedding 4 weeks before, and you to show up like nothing ever happened?
But they were on the call with you.
Yeah.
Were they fine on like getting
I
it
was
on
gonna
the
say, yeah,
call?
how did they-
We were on the same page on the call. That person seemed to be listening. It was like,
Forgot.
That's
Yeah.
severely
tough.
then.
so the
'Cause it-
hardest thing for planners is truly managing and communicating with vendors.
Yeah.
Because it's contagious. You know, like if you have one vendor that's acting that way, it spreads to the couple. They can't not notice that.
Well, yeah, because then the photographer felt bad, and you know, obviously the photo video relationship wasn't super like team oriented.
right.
So
Wasn't
then the
cohesive.
mood was, eh.
Right.
But yeah, you're right.
What was the mood?
Eh.
And
But the opposite applies. I've had wedding with a team that was so strong, so fun, where
Yeah.
everybody had a good time, and the couple and the guests could feel it.
yes.
Yeah.
They were like, oh my God, they
Yeah.
look like they're having so much fun. And
So
the
it should
couple
be.
was happy because the photo and video and planner were all laughing together and like trying to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It really transferred to people.
We add to the day. We
Yeah.
shouldn't hamper the day or slow it down. We
Right.
just add.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Capture, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't want you to remember me. I want you to remember how you felt.
The
100%.
experience.
I always say when booking vendors, a lot of clients tell me like, I don't know what to ask them. I don't know what to look for.
Sure.
And I say half of the equation is the vibe. Do you
Yes.
enjoy them? Do you
Right.
enjoy talking to them? You know, did you feel like your energies were on the same level? Because you have clients that are more reserved, may not be a great fit with somebody who's like hyper energy.
Sure.
You know, they might want somebody more at their level. And I always say with photo, video, anybody who's around you that day, even
day.
hair and makeup, you
Yeah.
want to make sure that like you enjoy them, the people hanging out,
Right.
you know, with you.
They're part
It's
of your
funny.
day.
My one of my best friends is getting married next October in Texas, and has hired us to come out and do video for him.
I'm so excited.
And you know, he was trying to get us to do photo, but we're dropping
Stick to the
that, and we're
guns.
sticking to video going forward. So him and his fiance have
Sorry.
been meeting with photographers, and I was just saying, like, here's my 2 cents. Yes, their work needs to be good. Of course, you don't want to hire a new photographer, but even in the same vein, a new photographer could have great work. But you want to be able to. Could I get a beer with this girl, this guy? Could we? You're gonna hang out with them
Got the
all
same
day,
vibe.
and if you're miserable, I don't care how good a videographer or photographer is,
It shows.
it'll show.
Yep.
It will show.
It's very important.
They could be the best photographer in the world, but like if they're not nice,
Yeah.
or just
And
being
it's not
bossy.
even a matter, it's like, do you as a person, you know, feel good hanging out with those people? They
Yeah.
could be great to other people, just not to you. It's just not your vibe.
Right.
The same way that like you're friends with some people and not other people. There's sometimes you don't explain it.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
Right.
It's mandatory that all of my clients, even full service, when I offer strong recommendation, that they talk on the phone directly with some of those vendors, including photo, video, entertainment,
Yeah.
and hair and makeup.
Yeah.
Because for that reason, like I can tell you these would be a great fit, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna decide that.
Yeah.
And a phone call is good, but I think a video call is
Yes.
better, especially nowadays with, I think the new generation of couples that are inquiring are not so much an in-person type of deal. We'd love to have people. We loved having people come to the studio, sit here, chat, figure out how if we're going to be a good fit. And usually by the end of the meeting, we're like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Best friends. Yeah.
And that's the same
Step
goal,
up.
like on a video call. I
Best
want to
friends.
be able to see you and
Yeah.
and react to things. And the last video call that we had, we got to meet their parents, and
Yeah, that was
So
fun.
fun.
you know, it's cool. It's more of a connection.
Well, I think it's the generation, but also the fact that not a lot of our clients live here anymore.
That's
like I feel
true.
like
Yeah, we're getting a
people
lot
are
of people-
getting married in the area maybe because they're from here, but then
Yep.
they moved because of college, because of a job, because of the relationship. So I've noticed a lot of my clients, their family is here, but they're not local
Sure.
themselves.
Like Lake George or the Adirondacks.
Yeah,
a lot of
that's a
people
hot spot.
might come from New York City
Yeah.
or somewhere else because their family has a lake house or
Mm-hmm.
they spent summers in Lake George, and it has that personal meaning to them. But yeah, I mean, it's a good place.
You got me thinking about like the next generation of couples and stuff like that, but also as vendors, you got a lot of new vendors coming, like Wilson, Garasis, you know, these new people coming.
Yeah.
And you've been in the game for a while. We've been in the game for a while, and I think as a new vendor, or new photographer, or new whatever the case is when it comes to weddings, we want to book everyone all the time, regardless who. But the same vein that we're talking about couples finding the right vendors, us vendors got to find the right couples. And like, when did you start figuring that out? Because, you know, right in the beginning, we're like, we got to book. But then after a while, we're like, do I want to have fun with this couple too?
I think the only way to figure it out is the experience. Like even when I started, I felt like I knew a lot. Well, I didn't. I mean, I still feel like I'm learning today, but I feel like it takes those experiences working with vendors or clients that maybe were not your vibe and figuring out like, why were they not my vibe?
Yeah.
What could I have done differently?
Yep.
How could I have cut that early on to let them know maybe we're not a good fit? And that's just the experience. Now this year, I was telling one of my friend, I feel like this is the first year where I don't have a single client I'm not truly, genuinely excited for.
Yeah.
Up until now, there's always like one or two clients you've booked. It's fine. But
Yeah.
you're like, maybe they're not super my vibe. Like
Sure, sure.
they could have picked somebody maybe better suited for them. This year, I don't feel that way at all. And I just think it comes with like experience.
Yeah.
And learning to say no.
Yeah.
That is huge, I think.
I am in a great place where I'm like very transparent with them.
Yeah.
We hop on the phone, we have a conversation. Either I tell them on the phone or I tell them like as a follow-up via email, I've had time to think about it. We had a great conversation. I just don't feel I'm the right person for you.
Yeah.
And now I know enough people to tell you X, Y, and Z might be better suited for you. Feel free to reach out to them. I think you'll enjoy the process even more. It saves me the headache of working with people I don't want to work with. And usually they thank me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you generally care about a couple having an amazing day and they don't match with your vibe and vice versa, and other people that will, then, hopefully you'll send them off to the other people because, no one's going to have a good time. B, the end result might not be as good as it would have been for that same fact. If you don't vibe, they might not
I'm a
vibe.
strong believer in not karma, but basically like if I say no to this couple and I keep this weekend open, either something better is going to come along or I'm going to have a free weekend, which means I can go on vacation for a weekend, which typically I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm like, it's all for the best. Something better is going to be happening on that date that I'm declining.
We do have lives too.
Yeah.
They forget that. They forget that.
When you asked me, what did you do last weekend? I was like, what do you think I did last weekend?
Yeah.
Weekends are gone until like November.
I still remember the year after, was it 21 when it was just crazy chaos,
Yes.
post-pandemic.
The reschedule.
Yeah, it was like
weddings.
30, 40 weddings. And not for nothing, that was great. It was busy, but I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's even fair to some of the couples because if you're our Sunday couple, unfortunately,
we're exhausted by that.
Yeah.
we're exhausted.
Yeah.
Granted, we're still going to give you our best.
Yep.
But that could be better if it was like one every weekend.
How much of our best is left?
Yeah. By Sunday, when you've done 2 weddings.
Oh my God.
This weekend, I did 1 wedding. It was physically demanding just because of like the venue and the layout and like where it was. On Sunday, I had to stay in bed for extra long time. I have 2 kids and usually I'm like up and at it by 6 a.m. I was like, I cannot get out of bed today. My legs are shot.
Yeah. Mommy needs some extra Z's.
Yep.
Go play. Go.
Yeah, what is, just to go back to timelines, because I wanted to ask you this. When you work with vendors that don't either adhere to your timeline or have one of their own, is it a problem most of the time? Do most of them just like kind of...
She puts him in a headlock and says, listen.
I mean, she is
You're
strong.
going to listen to my
she got
timeline.
her mom.
The guns are out today.
Yeah, listen, I'm scared. They're registered. They're registered, right? Okay.
Whoa.
Hey.
All right, bleep those out.
Yeah. Those are offensive. Those things are too dangerous looking. Oh my gosh. Whew, I got scared. That's why there's a distance between you and I.
I know. I was saying like you guys are too far away from me.
Well, that's
Maybe you're
why.
Yeah.
So the timeline for photo and video, whatever they think is best for their processes, I have to say okay to, right?
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, I have a timeline for like logistical things, but I'm not going to tell a photographer who likes to take their time and like to have maybe like 40 minutes for the couple or 50 minutes for the couple. No, you can't. You're going to only have 30 minutes because that's going to hinder their work. And I don't believe in that. So I'll do a timeline that I think works for most people. And some people will tell me I need more time, I need less time, and then I'll revise it from there.
Yeah.
The problem isn't the feedback. I'll take any feedback. My work is never perfect. The problem is the delivery. It's like, how are you going to tell me that you need more or less time? Are you going to be a team player, or are you going to be rude about it?
Right.
Or are you not going to answer at all? And then the week of the wedding, tell me, well, that doesn't work with me.
Well, we crossed that bridge already.
Yeah. You know what that looks like.
Yeah.
That's my
why
biggest problem.
communication
It's
is
the communication.
Right.
So clutch.
Yeah.
What is
I'm getting hungry. See, you're in my stomach. I'm getting
I
hungry.
heard that.
Feed the
Yeah.
boy.
You started this whole thing about food, and he's got wings, and I just.
Are you a big believer on first look? Speaking of timelines, just because I personally
Yes.
think that helps the timeline for your day to enjoy what you're like. You want to go to your cocktail hour. You want to see the people that you invited, and I think cocktail hour is one of the best times to go do that.
The best. I think some people just aren't educated enough to what first look is, and they feel like it's going to ruin the ceremony and like the emotion of the person waiting down the aisle seeing you for the first time. They don't understand that you're actually going to enjoy your day 10 times more.
Way more.
By doing a first look, getting all of your formal photos done before. I, for the most part, can almost always convince somebody as to why it's better and as to why it does not change the way that the person's going to react for your ceremony. If anything, you're going to be so much more relaxed and enjoy it even more versus being so nervous all day until 4 o'clock.
Right.
It's like the whole day you're going to be nervous seeing that person, and then the rest of the night goes down like in an instant.
And I know you're about to say, logistically, from photo and video, you are limited in where you can take each party, whether it's the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, or it's just the groom or the bride. If you're at the property, you can't go wherever you want all the way up until ceremony because you got to keep that allure, which, look, I get there's nothing wrong with the traditional reveal, but I'm glad that you said it's not going to change anything.
The reason why first look is, I mean, it's not newer. It's been around for like a decade now. But the reason why people still want the traditional ways, because back then you used to get married in a different location at a different time. So your ceremony, whether it was religious or not religious, would happen at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you had this huge chunk of time, 3 or 4 hours, until you would ask your guests to come for dinner. So that's why first look was never a thing back like 10 or 15 years ago when weddings were more traditional. Because you still had enough time in between. But now 9 out of 10 people will do the ceremony in the same location as the rest of the evening, meaning you logistically cannot create a time gap because once your guests are there, they're there. And that's why first look was created. And that's why unless your ceremony is somewhere else at a different time, it just doesn't make sense not to do a first look.
I was gonna say, when it comes to emotion being different, I found in these last 10 years, I think, especially the guys, because the girls want that emotion from the guy. I think in a first look, it happens more than her coming down the aisle.
100%.
Because he actually sees his person, and then he just, the bride's like, I didn't think you were going to cry. And when you got your girl in front of you, you just break down.
And it's private.
You're private.
Not
We're there.
Performing.
Yeah, but not like the
They don't see you.
150.
You're,
I know.
The 150 guests aren't watching that guy.
You're
no
not
more.
performing in front of the crowd and trying to control the way you're going to react because it's true, genuine like reaction. I am a huge, But and they can be very candid. People also, I've heard, well, I don't like the way that it's staged and like you tap the shoulder. I'm like, I have done first looks so many different ways that are so candid where you genuinely just walk out the door and the person sees you. It's not like, super stagey.
Just has to work for them.
But I think the first look also gives them that opportunity to, have a moment of privacy, whether we're there or we're always going to be there. Sorry. But if you also have those letters or private vows where, let's just say maybe you are getting married in a church. Most churches, at least that I've been to, don't allow that to happen. True. So you get that personal connection and moment, actually. And I just, even though me and my wife, we had a first look, and then come ceremony, yes, I was a little bit more relaxed, but you're still, everyone's looking at you. Mm-hmm. You're looking down, hey, and then the doors open or whatever happens, and there she is. Trust me,
fly behind her.
Even though you have a first look, that moment is still very,
I agree,
very heavy.
It doesn't
and
change.
even just like saying your vows, even if you're repeating like the traditional vows, that's a powerful moment in itself.
Yes,
the ceremony will never not be emotional just because of the symbolic that it represents. Regardless if you see the person or not. This past weekend was even better, in my opinion, because the couple got ready in the same house, so they kind of like saw each other, had breakfast together, and then they separated for maybe like a couple hours while they were getting ready, and then they like saw each other all dressed up. But the vibe all day was just genuinely relaxed, happy, let's have a great day. There was no nerves, no anxiety whatsoever.
That's awesome.
I think parents have a lot to do with this too.
Ooh, yeah.
How is it working with parents?
one of my first
Said Momzilla's.
questions.
You did say
I did say
Momzilla's.
Momzilla.
Because they're out there. We love you,
Definitely,
Mom.
Expectations are something coming from parents. One of the questions I always ask is, what's your wedding budget? I like to know what we're working with.
Sure.
Who's contributing to the budget? Because to me, that's almost as important to know who's actually paying for the wedding and how much say are they going to have in the decision.
Because you know they're using that. Well, I'm paying
Absolutely.
for it.
I'm paying for it so I get to invite 30 more people. I'm paying for it so I get to decide the color of the linen.
It's
They
not your
will
day.
absolutely use it. And knowing in advance the dynamic around money will help me kind of guide the couple and sometimes even make decisions based on that.
See, these are things that we will never really hear about.
No, I didn't even think.
Because we don't ask those questions. There's really no reason for us to ask that.
No,
It's
it-
just
it
what do
makes
you
sense, though,
what do
but-
you want captured? What are the things that pertain to your story from a video's perspective? Because
So have you ever had couple that wanted to hire you, but their parents wanted them to hire somebody else? Or like,
I don't
has
think
that
we'll-
ever affected you?
I don't think we'll ever know that.
Yeah, they could have, but they've never said anything. Imagine if they said that. Yep, my parents didn't actually want you, but we're gonna have your.
I mean, when
wives.
we go
That'd be
to
horrible. that vibe will be shot.
Well, it probably would be like, my parents know this person. They have like a personal connection. It's
Sure.
typically nothing against you.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. We've had situations where like a friend, something like, well, someone did a wedding or something like that before, but we really like your work, so we're gonna use you instead.
great.
So it's not necessarily like we wanted them. It's more like we usually have this guy, but we seen your stuff, so we want to mix
That's
it up.
awesome.
Or
So
at like
that's where
wedding
it goes
shows,
more.
right? Yes, bride and groom are typically walking around together, but in some cases it's the bride and her parents, and the bride and her girls
Bride
and
and
her
the bank.
parents. It's just
Entourage.
Yeah.
the entourage, exactly. The mean girls.
Mean girls.
It's like
Why
you-
are they always mean? Why can't they be nice?
From the
nice
movie,
girls.
yeah. what I'm
Jake's
saying.
always like
they
the
got
mean
they got a squad.
Oh, there they are.
Do you have trauma and resolve trauma?
I
with mean girls?
guess. Let's open it up.
All right.
I have
Let's
daughters,
turn this
so-
into a psychological evaluation of
Kelly.
Jake.
In 1997, there was a group of mean girls.
The year was 94.
The 90s were rough.
No, I mean, parents are just as important, I think, as far as it comes to planning, especially in your case. When I think that's a good question to ask, because that's happening behind the scenes when they're not talking to you. All of this, all these suggestions will come about,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, where'd
And
you
the
get that
good-
idea from?
The good thing I always say, so I always require that whoever the couple getting married is my direct point of contact and who's signing the contract. I want to be in direct contract and agreement with the actual couple getting married.
Right.
Regardless of who's paying for it, regardless of how much opinion is going on.
Right.
But I always say, if your parents or anybody that has an influence on this is giving you a hard time, always, I say, throw me under the bus. Say, my wedding planner suggested.
Right.
My wedding planner said, we can't do this. They don't know whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
Always use that excuse, and they can't say like no,
Right.
because the wedding planner is,
Wedding
right at the
planner
top.
knows. Yeah, wedding planner knows.
the top
what
of the
works.
food chain.
Yeah,
Our
what
our
works.
boss is the bride, and then you.
and then we're like right
Yeah,
below.
right
You
there.
use that card when you do family photos.
Constantly.
Because when we build the timeline, when we do photo and video, we put a family photo shot list together. I mean, I'd love to hear your opinion on that, but that's the craziest day from a photo's perspective, craziest part, because family's chaos.
Oh man, it's like herding cats, and then people got opinions, and then I always say the bride and couple, they're the most important people of the day, but I'm gonna be the loudest one in the day as a lead photographer, and it really comes down to that moment of the day when it comes to family photos, because you got a lot of people who want this and that and this, and we have that shot list for a reason. It's like going to the club. They made the list, but if someone's trying to get in that didn't make the list, I don't want the couple to say no
In front of them.
everyone else. So I'll be like, hey, I'll be the bad guy,
Right.
and I'll be like, hey, no, we'll get that Uncle Bob. We'll get that photo with them. During cocktail, we'll get it during the reception. I don't want to be like they didn't want you on this list. Sorry,
You did
they
not
didn't
make the
like you
cut.
enough to be this list. But I don't want that burden on the couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, put me under the bus. It's okay.
good news is, as you're stepping away from photo, that won't be an
Yeah,
issue. Because
I gotta
from
deal with
video
that.
perspective, you don't really need to capture like every single combination.
No. And in fact, that's when that time comes, that's usually when we step away.
Yeah.
Because there's already so much going on. Why we don't need to get footage of you guys. No, Mom, over here.
Yeah.
You know, or
Little closer.
you have a photo of it. You
Yeah.
don't need footage of it.
Yeah, this is definitely-
Plus, we need to get all our gear set up for your ceremony, which
so
is
many toys.
typically happening after that if they've done a first look,
Yeah.
which is another key thing for first look. If you want to go enjoy your day and your cocktail hour, just do a first look so you can get all those photos out of the way. When you get married, then
And
you,
even from the family standpoint, they also get to enjoy
Correct.
cocktail hour. Because I also say,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
well,
I never think of
you're
that,
I
actually.
thinking
never
you.
thought of that. Yeah,
But what
the
about
family
your
too.
wedding party and your family members? They want to go to cocktail hour. They don't want to be stuck doing photos after ceremony and have to wait their
In
turn
the
while
heat
everybody
or the
else is
cold
getting
or,
their
yeah.
drinks and food.
insert our Florida wedding.
Oh my
Let's talk about it.
goodness. I don't even know where to begin.
It was a great wedding. Let's just say that.
Great wedding.
Did they do a first look?
They did not.
They did not. No, they went classic. Beautiful wedding, beautiful venue. But the planner,
Might as well have been non-existent.
yeah, didn't do. I don't know what she did. And
You, from what I heard, because I was the best man for this wedding. My team was there, but from what I heard,
That's me.
you,
that's Devin.
you did what you needed to do to make things
Yeah.
continue to move on.
Yeah, I mean, the bride she was getting upset with her, and knowing, talking to you guys a little more, and knowing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that you guys do, I was reassuring her. Like, I'm sure she didn't see her like all morning. She's like, I don't even know where she is. She's supposed to be around there. I'm like, I'm sure she's doing all these great things that's gonna help you to make sure your day is gonna be beautiful. You know, because I'm learning what you guys are doing more that I had no idea. That's why I like these conversations. These are great. When I saw her, unfortunately, it slowed down the process, and it made my job a lot harder, and it made the bride even more stressed, which I think, get me wrong, that's not what you do as a planner.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. That I was like, what is
rule
going
number
on?
one.
If that was the goal, she killed
crushed it. She
Number one planner.
phenomenal. Which is sad because
Yeah.
I mean, as a photographer, you know, I want obviously I want to have great photos and all that stuff, but I also want the couple to be in a great mood and having a blast. And when the person that is there to help them have a blast and be in a great mood is doing the opposite,
It's awful.
it makes it a
It's
little more work for me.
You go 2 steps, we're good, everything's good. Then you fall back 5 steps, and you got to regain that momentum. Like I said, it's contagious.
Yeah.
No matter what part of the day you are involved in, if you are around the couple, it should be good vibes only. If there's a fire to be put out, put that shit out behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Excuse my
I don't-
French.
I don't know.
He's been practicing it. He's
You've
been
been
practicing
wanting
his
to
French.
put that one in.
Yeah, he's
I
been-
could tell. In case you didn't know, I'm from France.
Yeah, he's bilingual now. You saw that? Very nice.
I've been,
Duolingo.
Wow.
been hooked on Juan.
Dual-
So.
yeah, there you go. Duolingo.
So I don't know the planner. Obviously, I wasn't
Yeah.
there. The key to anything, regardless of what your service include, is communication and expectation.
Yeah.
If the client, the bride, knew exactly what was going to happen that day, if the planner had said, hey, I'm going to arrive at 2:00 and come to you, versus like, you don't know when she's arriving. You don't know if she's getting the reception ready or like where she is. That's probably why your client was upset, because she had no idea.
Yeah.
The key is like put the expectations out right off the bat. So you know exactly when you're seeing us, what we're going to be doing. If you don't see us, where we are, what we're doing. And that way it's clear. Like you don't have to be next to the bride all day, but she has to know what you're doing or where you are.
I'm sure she did stuff, but that was the biggest thing. And she's like, where is she? I haven't seen her.
Well, I think that's also a problem, though. Like, to go back to the videographer that you said you worked with, seemed fine on the phone, seemed fine on every single meeting, but when it came time to execute, dropped the ball.
Yep.
So everything could have been like, oh, this person's gonna be great. They're gonna do a great job. The day came,
Execution.
and execution was not there. And I bring this up because of cocktail hour, and family photos, they did no first look, so family photos were after the ceremony, right there on the beach.
Big family,
great.
doing things.
He has control of that. We have a list. Very, very efficient. After that was to get some photos with the couple. Well, it took 15 to 20 minutes to bustle her dress.
She wanted it. Not even the bride wanted it. The planner wanted to bustle it right there. I'm like, we can wait before.
Especially for couples photo. Like,
let's have that thing flowing.
Yeah,
and she's like, no, I can do it real quick. I could do it real quick. And it took her like 15 minutes.
And I was there with them because I held, whatever they needed me to hold.
Just slow the day.
But yeah, she was dealing with the bustle for quite a long time and didn't watch the video that the bride had shared with her because it's a hard dress to bustle, I guess. So I bring this up,
but from a planner's standpoint, she should have known better as to what was the perfect time to do that.
Sure.
And it clearly wasn't.
Not that time.
At that time.
Not
she
that
would have
time.
never found the time.
Yeah, not that time.
I was at that point. It was like, I'm not confident in anything that you're doing.
Which is a shame. It just
But we
kept
get to cocktail
dominoing,
hour.
Kept dominoing.
And I got to cocktail hour at the same time the couple did because I was with them. And cocktail hour has already been packed up, so they didn't even get to eat or drink anything. Thankfully, everybody was still out there to have that, couple entrance into the cocktail hour shot.
Great family, great friends. That's important. That's another thing to think about. Know who to invite. Because everyone there were all about that couple, which was great. And that
makes a big difference.
Regardless of the scenario that happened before, once they came with their people, they were treated like gold once again. And it was, that's clutch. So that did save the day. But as soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, we get to talk to Kelly.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest thing about being a wedding planner too is people always start with, well, I've had a bad experience with a planner, especially vendors, right? Vendors who had a bad experience with a planner will just go into it like they're all the same. Everybody's bad. I don't need them. Like, I want to stay as far away as possible from a planner. And it takes me time to like regain that trust with vendors that have never worked with me personally. Sure. I'm not saying I'm the best. Every planner is different. I'm just saying, give me a chance. Right. We have never worked together. You don't know that I can actually make your life easier. At least that's my goal. Yeah. Right. And if you shut the door right away, you don't respond to my email, don't read any of my document, show up on the wedding day, don't want to talk to me, how am I supposed to like help? Right.
Are there scenarios with vendors with photographers, videographers, you have a little bit of leeway to adjust your timeline, adjust how you want to do it. But I would think at some venues regarding food sometimes is very specific that has to come out, right? And that could be an issue, I would think, right? For you, like expectation-wise as well.
Similar to when I said we send the timeline to like all the vendors, we talk to the caterer and or the venue a lot prior to the wedding because they all have different processes as well. Yeah. So I'm like, how long do you need to serve 150 salads? And how long do you need to clear those plates? Right. Because that way the timeline has to be as accurate as can be for this wedding. There are venues who, like the Adelphi in Saratoga, they pride themselves in food and beverage. So I always know when I build a timeline, the food and the dinner service timeline is longer for a reason because their service is just done in a different way. They're not trying to like rush all the plates out. Right. They're very specific about how they serve people, how they clear the plates. They do wine service and so on and so forth. So as long as you communicate, then you can build like a realistic timeline. Now, things happen. We know that. And the one thing that's really hard for me and out of my control is speeches. The length of a speech. Yeah. I always tell the couple 3 to 5 minutes maximum per toast. I promise you this is long enough. But however many times did we get a father of the bride speak for 20 minutes and nobody felt like they could cut him off? Yeah. The problem is the kitchen's waiting with the food and then the food comes back cold. So in this case, depending on the venue, they will tell me, do not send the 2 other speech right now. You got to cut it off. Right. Send the food out while it's hot. We'll do the speeches later because then it's like it's hindering on the quality of the food. Yeah. So I've done that a lot. And all I have to do is talk to the DJ or the band. Hey, before you announce the next speech, just start playing dinner music. Tell them dinner's coming right out. Yeah. We'll be back.
Yeah. Or, you could have someone give a toast and ruin your golden hour opportunity.
Yeah. Okay, I think
you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it wasn't even a toast. This is someone who, again, pick your friends, pick your bridal party, pick the person you're going to
Give the
choose to
microphone.
give the
mic
best
too.
toast.
Yeah, that's a
This
mic.
was a roast.
or
sprinkled in.
attempted roast.
Yeah, it wasn't
It
good.
Not
It
funny.
wasn't good. It wasn't
No.
good. He thought it was funny.
No. We were at a venue, don't need to say anything. We were at a venue outside in a tent. So
Beautiful place.
we can see golden hour.
sunset.
You see the sun just dropping, and she really wanted.
Yep.
The bride wanted.
Yep.
A golden
And-
hour shot. I feel it was nice, and it was so
Perfect.
nice. It was so nice.
And it was like a 20-minute toast, roast.
Roast.
Horrible. Bride ended up texting the DJ at her sweetheart table. Something like, pull the mic. And he was
the
wrapping
hook.
up just as the DJ went to go grab it. But it was like, yeah, it's dark. The sun's gone.
Yeah.
So
Lost that
unfortunately, as much as we wish we could pull that sun right back up, that opportunity is
I
gone.
wonder how much that would cost if you have a perfect day. With like,
$2 million.
Let's get that sun back up, please. Let's rewind that.
Yeah, that would be more than 1 mil.
Right.
couple mil to get that thing.
But even as a planner, I personally would never, like, unless it was becoming offensive, would never like cut somebody off.
Right.
You know, you just like suffer in silence. And
But if the bride asks,
oh, if the bride asks, 100%.
bing, goodbye.
Or
Right.
like I will like look at them, see if they're like looking at me and like giving me a signal of any kind. But that's never happened. You know,
Like
Yeah,
it was
that was-
awkward.
yeah, it
Like
was-
everything that's being said, you're like,
not funny.
this. I can understand that you saw this going better in your head, but like if you read the room right now, it's not going well, my friend.
That's the soundtrack.
I always joke with couples and I say, you know, tell your people that's bikini speech, just enough to cover the important parts.
That's all you need.
That's it.
I've never heard that before.
Well,
You can
Bikini
use it. You can
speech.
use that. You can use it. It's beautiful. I mean, it's
if
such
there's
a-
two things that our couples remember that I told them is the bride's weird dress time, because when we make a timeline, everything is like, you know, on the hour or 1:15, 1:30. But for whatever reason, they've implemented this, and I just carried this on. When you get in your dress, it's
Weird
I don't know,
number.
1:43 or 1:12,
Yeah.
and it's the only time on the whole. And then
That's
they
off.
joke
And
when
they
I'm there, and
remember.
they're like, 1:12, I gotta get in that dress.
That's funny.
Like if you don't get in it at 1:12, it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah,
But it's funny that you remember that. And then the bikini speech is, well, I think that's
Yeah.
fun.
I've been pushing a lot, especially when it's more than like 4 speeches, for people to do it at the rehearsal, dinner, or the welcome party. Welcome parties are huge.
Yeah.
Almost the same guest list
Yeah.
is attending the welcome party.
Yeah.
Do all your speeches then.
then.
Because you're paying for a great DJ or a great band on your wedding. You want to like use it
Right.
and dance for more than an hour.
Right, because that's the other thing that's being taken away from is your dance time or your DJ or your band. You're cutting into their time.
Yep.
I don't think a guest would be offended if they were asked to do their speech at a welcome party versus at the actual wedding day. I don't think that's even a thought process that people would even have. I think they're like, "Oh, I'm glad you asked me to do a toast. Yeah, I'll do one."
Well,
At
Most
the
people
welcome
don't
party.
even like public speaking.
Right.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do it, that's a great idea. That's so great. But we need it sometimes. But we need it video sometimes for the story though too. So depending if it's a good toast,
Well,
I see
we're,
what
we can
yeah.
use
I'd
that.
love to get into for our wedding in Florida. The night before, they had a welcome party. No one spoke or anything, but it was just a cool environment that everybody could just relax in, not formal, you know, and it'll add to their day because there were some people there that interacted with them that probably didn't get a chance to interact with them on the wedding day.
Yeah.
busy day, the wedding day.
Right. And then, I mean, we got groomsmen and at least the groomsmen, we were given gifts that night and we weren't giving them the
Yeah.
day of. So
I got some
there's
footage
just
of that.
elements that
Yeah. Well, speaking
Add.
of footage of that, as people are doing more like wedding weekend experiences, the welcome party, if you move the speech to your welcome party, a lot of people now are adding photo and video coverage
Yep.
love
of
that.
the rehearsal dinner, the welcome party. It makes sense
Yeah.
for the story.
Yep.
You're telling the story of the weekend and what happened the first day and the second day.
Yep.
So you could, in a perfect world, get those speeches
Right.
than at the welcome party.
I'd rather work. I mean, this is me personally. That's not my business, but this guy's. But I'd personally rather work less weddings and have more weddings with 2 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be more involved with the couple.
Yes.
And give them a way better product, we like to say,
Yeah.
but a way better experience. I mean, with
It's
them
a
2
more-
days, 3 days, it's awesome.
I think it would be the best way to say it or put it is it's a more accurate documentation of what you guys put together.
Yep.
Who you are.
Yeah, and
what
who
this
you are.
relationship is.
I think our first experience with that was that wedding where you almost died in Colorado.
Yeah.
Speaking of.
Yeah, Colorado. All the
But
time.
they had it was like a multicultural wedding, and
3 days.
I don't think it was 3 days of capture. It was 2 days. There
was
was
2 days. They had we were there 3 days, but
We were there 3. Well,
Yeah.
you want a day of travel.
Yeah.
I don't think it's smart to travel and then
Day,
shoot
yeah.
the same day, because things can go wrong. And what if you're not
Especially
there?
nowadays with travels.
Like if some guy almost dies from a sickle cell type of thing. Yeah, it's weird.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Some guy.
Yeah.
Very handsome guy, but he almost died.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like for this couple in particular, they had, their traditional ceremony at the venue, and then the groom was of a different religion, and it was just interesting to be able to see all of that. And it's like, well, this is you guys, so how can we incorporate that into your wedding film or just videos in general for you guys to.
But like you said, it makes for a way better product.
Way better.
Similar than like, it's rare nowadays, but some videographers will have short package, like 6 hours, 5 hour.
Yeah.
And like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
You're going to show up at first look and you're going to leave before cake cutting.
Yeah,
what story are you telling?
Yeah,
We have that package, and it just never gets booked.
still do?
We do, yeah.
Oh,
We have a 5 or 6 hour package with one shooter. And
that works for like more intimate weddings where
Sure.
there's no formalities
Yeah.
or it's like there's no cocktail hour, it's just like a short ceremony and a dinner. In that case, because as long as you cover most of the day where things are happening, it has to make sense.
right. But it is weird. We have done some packages in the past that are a shorter day, and not having that time when they're getting ready to just like establish that you're there and showing up at the first look is awkward.
Yep.
I think it's awkward. I'd rather hang out with you, hear all the stuff that you and the guys are talking about, you and the girls are talking about.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I know you a little bit more. Then when we go first look, I'm not a stranger capturing your first look.
I feel more like a guest
I'd like to
being
feel
there
more like a
versus
guest,
an employee. Like we always joke, we say we work for the bride, we work for the couple. But in that situation, I'm there because you hired me to do a job. If I didn't get to hang out with you earlier and be part of the camaraderie of this, and then again that adds to the vibe, but then also adds for me on my sense. I want to, hey, I love hanging out with you guys versus like, okay, I'm here, go ahead.
Here's a good example. Like earlier this year, we had an awesome couple, awesome bride, and during hair and makeup time, she was carrying over her vows to a book, right? And they've been together for a long time, and she put baby powder in the book, and she practiced when she opened it up, blowing it, and then fast forward to ceremony, she actually did that. So from a video's storytelling component, not only are we going to be able to maybe match cut that or just, but I got to hear about that. So when it happened at the ceremony, for me personally, I thought it was hilarious because I knew it was coming. Yeah. So little things like that, I would not want to miss.
Yeah.
At the trade-off is what you save in a little extra money. Just get the whole day captured.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, it becomes ridiculous if you're not investing to the best of like creating this best experience for yourself. If you want to do things half-assed, then just go and elope. It just doesn't make sense for you to spend even 10 or 15 grand to get a half a day. You're going to have a bad experience. Things are going to go wrong, and you would have rather just elope to go to the courthouse. So if you do things, it doesn't have to be expensive, but it has to make sense.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it. It has to make sense. And a lot of people don't think about that.
No.
So.
Before we go, we've already covered a little bit of this, but like, what's your biggest thorn, like pain from a wedding planner's perspective?
What is your thorn and what is your rose?
Ooh, okay. I'll start with the rose.
Okay.
My rose is always getting to know people.
Yeah.
I always say at the core of what I do, the reason why I feel like I'm good at it is because I just care about people in general. That's my personality. You can't learn that. You can't train to care about people. That's just who you are. And
that can't be learned.
No.
Can't teach that.
You could try, but like if someone just doesn't care, they'll never care.
Yeah. And that's why I'm excited even more because as the year like go by, I get to work with such really great people. I've trained myself to be better at identifying my ideal client.
Yeah.
You know, so now I really just get to work with people who get it, who are excited, who have like cool stories. And I just love that still to this day. That's like the reason why I do this. The thorn,
Those
it
vendors.
always comes.
Those vendors, right?
It always comes back to the vendors. Just be kind. We're all in this together. We're all working towards the same goal, same purpose. That's it. Let's all have a good time together. Like,
Kumbaya.
Be nice or go home.
yeah. It really doesn't happen that often.
Shout out Dark Horse.
It's a great line.
It doesn't happen that often, but you know the one time it's going to happen this year, that's all you're going to remember about the year. You only remember the bad things.
Yeah.
Right.
A great wedding is a great wedding, and then the next great wedding erases the great wedding before, and then, you know, so on and so forth until one bad thing happens and you're like going to remember it
And
forever.
you talk about it in a podcast.
So let's circle back next year and see
So what was the bad thing this
stories we
year?
came up with.
People always jump to the bad things, though. You know, like, you know, that wedding in Florida. Like, unfortunately, people were, and who knows if they actually went and did this, but people were very quick to leaving a bad review. I'm going to leave a bad review. Well, what about those vendors that like absolutely killed it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's get a good review for those guys.
And not just for those that you interact with all day. How about those that might have done stuff behind the scenes and then you don't see them? So long as they executed, they should also be praised for the work that they did. You know, like we learned that florists do a lot of work and
have big teams
and then disappear because they don't need to be there.
Yeah.
But then they're always forgotten
They get no praise.
about.
They get no praise because they're just flowers.
There are definitely vendors like that. Rental company. I mean, when they have to do these huge installs, set up tents, and all of this, it takes them days and like crews of 10 people, and you don't even see like all the work that came to make that happen.
It takes a village.
I agree.
Sometimes the city, depending. How can people find you and be able to rock out with you and your awesome energy?
My website, themaineventbykelly.com. I'm huge on social media. So if you have Instagram, follow The Main Event by Kelly. We try to make it fun. We have lots of good content, reels. That's also one thing I like to do. I've always loved social media. And I think as we're getting more and more content, stories, clients, we love to be able to educate people as to like what really happens on a wedding day and like mistakes to avoid if you're getting married and things like that. So Instagram, The Main Event by Kelly, or you can link to my website.
Why is it the main event? What made you come up with that?
Oh, that's a great question. There's no like incredible story about it. I brainstormed so many names when I started this business.
Always like this though.
And it just happened to be one that like sounded good, felt good, and that was it. There's no fun story about it. I just like
there's no shine to it.
No.
But it's the main event.
That's the main event
By Kelly.
by Kelly. Oh, it used to be
It's
the
not
main
the
event by
second
Kelly.
event.
It's not the second. No, it's not.
But now we have a big team, so I try to drop the by Kelly. Although my website, it's still the main event by Kelly, but I try to go more by the main event because I want to shout out. I have an amazing team.
Yeah.
Lots of managers, coordinators, an awesome assistant, Lexi, who also is featured on all the social media posts. And I feel like the main event now encompasses all these great ladies. Unfortunately, I have no male on my team, but if you're a male, want to get into wedding industry, reach out.
I love it. Well, you're killing it. I mean, we've known you since the Bigler days. And
from your start, though, too. You've been
before
doing
I
this,
started.
Yeah, before you started.
When I
doing
worked for Mazone, circa 2016.
Before you were the main event, you were the opener. And then now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, it's a blast having you on with us. We end this the same way. Look into your camera and let them know it's over.
Alrighty. All right, guys. That's a wrap.